You know, there's a lot of conversation around rolling back regulations. My colleagues continuously talk about rolling back regulations and not really understanding the importance of these guardrails.
President Biden's radical agenda has pushed out massive, costly regulations.
Often we see agencies abuse the separation of powers, creating rules and laws, regulations without consent of Congress.
Grid operators around the country are sounding alarm about the potential disruptions, blackouts, brownouts due to regulations, particularly the Clean Power Plan 2.0 rule.
The EPA regulations are unsustainable for Americans, and believe me, Republicans want clean air and water too, but the climate cult has got to end.
And so I just want you to listen to a situation that technically impacted your agency. In 2018, Trump made sure that he scrapped a 2015 Obama-era rule requiring advanced braking technology on trains transporting particularly hazardous materials. That rule would have required compliance by certain trains by 2021 and others by 2023. But as Fortune reported at the time, Trump's Department of Transportation decided that the cost of installing these more sophisticated brakes outweighed the benefit. While it has been noted that technically the rule would not have required the Norfolk Southern train that derailed in Ohio to have such brakes, some believe it would have if not for Trump. Norfolk Southern estimates that it will spend more than $1 billion to address the contamination caused by the East Palestine derailment and improve rail safety and operations, which includes this settlement with the United States valued at over $310 million, as well as around $780 million in environmental. Regulations are made to protect people from potential disasters such as this. And I can pretty much probably guess that the people of East Palestine would have preferred that there would have been some protections that would have kept them from enduring that terrible situation. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and thank you so much, Mr. Administrator, for being here. First, I just have to again send love to Dr. Nance, who is my regional administrator. She and I love to go and give big checks in my district, so I appreciate her so very much. I also want to make sure that I level set, because I thought it was interesting that we were having an EPA hearing, considering the fact that some people in this chamber don't believe in this thing called climate change. So I just wanted to level set really quickly with you and find out from you if you believe that climate change is real or a hoax.
Climate change is very real.
Okay, thank you so much. I thought you may say that. And interestingly enough, you know, I'm sure that there are those in this country that are looking for those Nixon Republicans, those Republicans that simply just wanted to do the work of the people and weren't about sending out misinformation, disinformation, and continuously trying to undermine our federal government agencies that are trying to do everything that they can to protect the people. When we look at the Supreme Court in their recent ruling, again, they chose not to protect the American people, but hopefully we would get people in the legislature and maybe we can get some legislation on the books to combat what the Supreme Court did so that we can get back to the business of protecting people. The reason that I bring Nixon up is because it was President Nixon, a Republican, who spearheaded the EPA's creation at a time where our country and communities were facing deteriorating air qualities in cities, where there was rampant pollution in our neighborhoods, and when urban water supplies were constantly being contaminated with dangerous toxins. I just would imagine that President Nixon would never stand for Project 2025, which wants to do the complete opposite of that. But I want to talk about a few other things, and then I will let you go. There's been all this talk about the money that you're getting, and all this talk about our debt. I just want to remind my colleagues that it is factual. It can be looked up. Under 4 years of the Trump administration, unlike any other administration in the history of this country, they somehow managed to rack up $8 trillion in debt in 4 years. But to be clear, in racking up that debt, It wasn't because they were trying to take care of agencies such as yours that are trying to protect people and make sure that they have clean air, clean water, clean soil. It was so that the rich 1%ers could have their tax cut. And again, Project 2025 is about making sure that those tax cuts that will expire in 2025, that they will get those back again. Again, they don't want to take care of the people, and it's okay to have debt in this country so long as the 1%ers get what they want. I just want to lay that out. Finally, when we look at where this money is going from this administration, Rep. Jordan's district got $500,000. The chair's district got about $1.6 million in EPA grants. Rep. Green's district got $500,000. Rep. Luna's district got $300,000, and Rep. Perry's district got $1 million. So for Republicans that may feel a way about EPA and it allegedly pushing a woke agenda, I just want to know, can we get the money back? I'll yield.